broadcasting from Nanuki, Kenya. This is the Me and Larry reality video show, LTO! Editorial News Weekend Review. Happy New Year! Glad to be back. Last week I was out. I know others saying, oh, you should stay out. But I got something in store for you on my last segment. Prepare for it. But anyway, since I was gone, headlines of the Ivory Coast election. Yes, it was a fun one. And then to find out that, and let me pronounce his name right, Asanane Ouattara was the winner, but Laurent Gbagbo is saying it was too late, that there was a deadline on the election. Okay, the deadline, that it was 1 day later that they gave the official count that Ouattara has 54% to Gbagbo 46%. Yes, it turned out that Gbagbo lost, but he said technically that the deadline is up. Now, if that was so, we could have thought about the 2000 election in the U.S. between Albert Gore and George W. Bush, when Albert Gore was officially the winner and the deadline was up. You know, and the election was over. But, of course, they had to recount the votes in Florida and Ohio, and so it take another extra day. Now, if they would have had technicalities in Ivory Coast, they would have said, well, Gbagbo, we got to take another extra day to count it. We can say that. But Gbagbo don't want to agree with it. He's saying, I'm staying in office. I don't care. It is too late. I'm president. You should have done that in 2000 in the U.S. and have Albert Gore as president. So Stevie Wonder can say, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Something like that. But anyway, now they got the mediator, which is none other than the Prime Minister of Kenya, Raila Odinga, and he is saying, of course I like the hat, I'm mediator, and what I'm saying to Gbagbo, you was a good president, now you must step down, or else will you be taken by force out of there. He's counting on military power instead of people power, just like me. People love me because of people power. That's why I'm going to be president in 2012. I got a 42% count already. They might as well declare me president of Kenya in 2012. So, Gbagbo, you must step down. I'm a mediator, but I agree with the country. That's why there's too much violence. You're trying to use the military power. And that's what's going on. And he needs to step down, Gbagbo. Matter of fact, instead of having that close election in Ivory Coast, they could have just had another candidate to run for president. And that guy, he was a striker for the Ivory Coast team of the World Cup 2010 and current striker for Chelsea. I'm talking about Diggler Dogma. That man could have won it hands down. He would have beat those two clowns to the ground. That man would have done it. It would have been 6% Bobo, another 6% for Atai, and 88% for Dogma, and both of them would have been stepping out of the office shameful. Because Dogma would have just said, hey, I'm the man, and people would have loved it. Hey, every game they'd be able to go and see Chelsea play. Yeah, and Chelsea would be able to come to Ivory Coast. Yeah. They would say, Dogma, yeah, you're the president, 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 president. Instead of having this election violence, Kenya must have carried on with all these election violence, the PEVs, and now it's from the East Coast to the West Coast. It's contagious. So Raila, instead of mediating, you better hope that 2012, it doesn't come down to what is going on in Kenya with the elections. Or else it may be another PEV, like Michael Weinberger, U.S. ambassador, call him snitch, would say. I'll be back with more LTO! And the rooster is crowing. Editorial News Weekend Review. Happy New Year.